congratulate her. We'll send the video to her. So we have a special speaker today, Ms. Trina Limpert, Senior Manager of Technology Operations and Planning for eBay. Trina is the Senior Manager of Technology Operations in Draper for eBay, overseeing a team that covers various aspects of technology delivery, including the Project Management Office, Release Management, Performance, and Planning, as well as oversight of their development systems across 34 product teams. She has an extensive career in high tech here in Utah, including time at Novell as a network engineer, a marketing systems analyst, and a technical sales consultant at Oracle, as well as building and running a product management organization at eBay. She has a love of solving business chaos through technology. That sounds fun. And throughout her years has been able to assist various Fortune 500 companies to design and build systems that positively impact millions of customers around the world. She is an advocate for the engineering and technology fields and spends time speaking with elementary, high school, and college students and her own children around the state promoting the benefits of career in technology. One of her most rewarding endeavors was starting a Girls in Tech program at eBay, and over the last 4 years, her colleagues have taught over 60 girls ages 7 to 12 how to code. She loves to see the girls' excitement as they share the programs they have built. Throughout the years, she has listened to individuals searching for ways to find careers in technology and has established a coaching company called Rise Next, and is actively seeking ways to simplify the approach in matching and educating diverse talent into critical workplace roles. In 2015, while on the eBay Women in Technology Steering Committee, she and the team were recipients of the Women's Tech Council's Impact Award and was an overall finalist in 17. Weber State is the foundation of her career, where she received an associate's degree in computer science. She continued on to receive her bachelor's in business and information systems and received her executive MBA from the University of Utah. Please help me welcome Ms. Trina Limpert.
Hello. First, I want to say thank you to Dr. Dean Farrow and the Weber State School of Engineering, Applied Science and Technology for inviting me to speak here today. 2 months ago was the first time I had the opportunity to step back onto Weber's campus since graduating with my computer science degree 20 years ago. And it truly is wonderful to be standing here today, celebrating your success. You're going to be accomplishing this step in which will be the beginning of your own remarkable journey. It's incredible to me, the amount of change since I was here. It is not an industry or a profession that has not been impacted by the significant innovations within the tech or engineering arenas. Imagine with me, if you will, there was a time 20 years ago when we did not have individual cell phones. In fact, I remember carrying a massive, awkward, and heavy brick phone along with a pager. In fact, the iPhone wasn't even introduced for 10 years later in 2007. So we're going back a little ways, right? There was no social network, no Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I was probably a little ahead of my time using chat rooms on my AOL dial-up modem to connect with people around the world. There was data. There wasn't data science or big data, and Google was not a verb as of yet. But just a new company that had come onto the same year I graduated in 1998. It was a very different time, but I knew I was entering into something new, and I wanted to be part of it. I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was at the time, but I propelled myself into what wasn't high tech, but at the time, good old plain computer science. I'm often asked about my start into tech, and it began 27 years ago when at the age of 18, so you guys can do the math, I wrecked my light blue Chevy Malibu Classic into a parked car. And due to this, and some various other non-traffic related violations, I found myself without a driver's license, riding my little brother's bike to a fast food restaurant called Vittles. You guys probably know it more today as Arctic Circle. It was in those moments, while sliding around on those greasy floors and arguing with my fellow colleagues on whose burger order was whose, that I made a decision: this is not the life that I want. And I knew that the only way to change things was to get a higher education. The challenge is that my family struggled financially. At times, we even found ourselves resorting to welfare. Therefore, the opportunities for me were not directly available to enroll in college, but my parents did teach me the value of hard work. So, I saved my Vittles dollars, and I found my way into Utah Valley University in their architectural engineering program. I had always been drawn into the engineering disciplines, and during my time in the program, I completed a Pascal programming class. And it was here that I was introduced to the world of computer science and understanding the power of applied technology. I found a job at Hill Air Force Base. You guys might be familiar with who they are. I worked on mainframes on the graveyard shift, and I enrolled at Weber State and declared my degree in computer science. And I then went to school during the day and finding sleep wherever I could. It had been one of the best decisions I have ever made. And as I have now utilized the critical problem-solving skills and interpersonal relationship concepts to design and solve systems issues for dozens of companies and millions of their customers around the world. One of the most foundational items I have learned is that there is a reason they call it applied science. It's about taking the engineering and the technical disciplines you have learned over the last few years and utilizing them to solve people problems. The technology is important. It's fun, can be really exciting, but the tech is most valuable when you use it to solve the problems for people. There are 5 key values I learned here at Weber, and I still use them every day. And when I enrolled in my first programming course, we were assigned into project teams. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Working with projects and teams? I was the only female in my class, and at first I was extremely intimidated and unsure of my own thoughts and abilities and wasn't sure I could relate to everyone on the team. There was a moment while listening to my team, and they were discussing how to solve this problem. And their approach seemed way overly complicated. And at first, I didn't speak up. But after stirring up a little bit of courage, and I explained my thoughts, I was surprised to find that they actually agreed. This was the beginning of some really great collaborative relationships. So, the first valuable lesson is to never miss an opportunity to make a friend. The second is you need to speak up. Innovation only occurs when everyone contributes. Thinking that others may know more, or you may not have something to add, leads to an incomplete picture. The third is the importance of diversity. It takes diverse thought. Different genders, race, social, and economic environments, they all lead to different perspectives on how to resolve a problem. Businesses that have recognized this importance in diversity have found to be financially outperform their peer groups by 15 to 35%. That's pretty huge. The fourth value I would suggest remembering as you enter into the next phase of your career is keep an open mind. Listen to others. Take in their perspectives and constantly learn from everyone around you. The last and fifth value I learned from my experience here at Weber is to seek help. Interestingly enough, my toughest class here at Weber was literature. I thought this would be an easy A, but as I dug into symbolism and what the author meant by phrases such as, "the curtains are blue," complete loss to me. It was the only class I had to request a tutor. It worked, and I can now dig into the analysis of blue curtains with the best of them, but I have found myself wishing I wouldn't have waited so long. I have found that as I built up a network and actively sought mentors and others to be an advocate, my time to succeed is always expedited. When struggling, pause and seek help and surround yourself with good people. So as you all look into the future, there are things that are all around you at the cusp of becoming the next amazing change in the world. The next Amazon, Netflix, or Uber, keep an eye out. As there are exciting times, and with courage and a willingness to continue learning and working hard, you can be part of something evolutionary. While at Weber, I took a public speaking course. Who knew that I would be spending the majority of time every day in positions where I'm needing to present ideas, explain value, and change mindsets? The class has been valuable, but even more, in this course we were asked to do how to do something. And at the time, I selected to demonstrate how to use this crazy new idea of a digital camera. I recall everyone in the class questioning the validity of digital cameras, and even had naysayers saying, "It's never going to catch on." And hearing even a lot more excitement and ahas on the demonstration on how to change your bike type. No one could have envisioned what a selfie was, or what Instagram would become, or the thought that people would take thousands of pictures a year and carry around cameras in their pockets like an additional body appendage. It was here that I learned to look for the new and up-and-coming ideas. I'm still acquiring this skill and keeping an eye out for the next critical change in the world. One of these that is happening in our world right now is driverless cars. We see continuously the big news out there regarding Tesla and Google autonomous cars, but there are other real-world applications. 4 years ago now, my husband and I invested in one of these up-and-coming innovative ideas. The idea that you can merge hard steel, engineering, and high-tech software development to solve one of the world's biggest problems, meeting the ever-increasing agricultural production need, coupled with the challenge of escalating labor costs. My husband took the position as CEO and for this company, and Firefly Automatics was Utah's fastest growing company in 2016 and 17. They are taking applied science to heart. In being able to merge engineering technology, they have created an autonomous turf harvester with over 4,000 parts. This year, Firefly is launching a driverless mower for commercial turf farms. That's right, a massive 22-foot wide Roomba-like mower that can be guided from an Xbox controller or GPS self-guided. Not for use in your front yard, but has solved a major problem for the world's agricultural industry. Like I have said, it's an exciting time. Throughout your experiences here, you have received the foundational concepts that have allowed you to solve the world's major problems. Some of these principles you've learned without even realizing. You've obtained valuable skills, not only the specific knowledge in technology and engineering disciplines, but the application of those concepts in solving people problems. You will continue to learn new programming languages, systems, and engineering advances. But what is at the core of what you learned here at Weber is the application of any concept and resolving the needs of the world. I would like to invite you to think about where you and technology are heading. Imagine the things that may occur in the next 20 years. Not only driverless cars, but the next generation may never own a car or drive. What if there are no phones? What could be the mode of communication then? Implanted chips? What about no keyboards? Instead, we may use facial or voice recognition, and our grandkids will be laughing at how crazy it was that you had to type everything. Some of these technologies are already here. Augmented reality is used at eBay to show you what size of box to select when shipping. Clothes are augmented onto you in a mirror, so you never have to even struggle to try them on. And businesses are telling you what you want to buy before you even tell them anything about you. In conclusion, reflecting on my time here and experiences reminded me of the quote by Thoreau. What you become by achieving your goals is not as important as what you've become by achieving your goals. You all set out to achieve your goal of completing your degree in engineering and technology. What you have now become on the other side of your journey is so much more than the piece of paper you're about to receive today. It is a symbol of all the struggles you guys have overcome in order to be sitting here today. The incredible person you have become throughout. You have shown grit. You have exhibited the passion and perseverance that has changed not only the trajectory of your life, but everyone that is here with you today. Stay radically open-minded and be ready to take on whatever the world sends your way. Thank you.